It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. As always, man, we're ready to do this thing, man. Ready to bring it to you like we always do. Brad, how you feel, man? How you feel? You get over that bug, man?
I'm done. It's over with.
You
know what I mean?
You got over the
I'm
bug?
Over. You know what I mean? Little
right.
vitamin C, little vitamin D, little vitamin B, you know, all the vitamins.
They didn't put you on that Plaques COVID, did they?
They didn't give it to me.
You didn't get the Plaques?
You know what they said? You know what they said?
What?
They said, you're so damn good looking and talented that you're going to beat this thing without it. That's what the doctor told me. And I said, you know what, doc, I appreciate it. I'm a married man. I appreciate that.
You're going to beat it. You're going to beat it.
But I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat it. So I got it done, man. I got it up out of there. You know what I mean? And I'm feeling a lot better. And I'm ready for reality wrestling. No limits. Going down. The one thing I want to get hot off the pressers right now, for the first time ever, 2 Battle to the Bell ladder matches are going to be going down at Reality Wrestling. 1 all men's, 1 all women's ladder matches. You climb the ladder. You grab the little hammer. You ring the bell, right?
You got to ring it 3 times.
Ring 3 times.
Yeah.
Ring the bell 3 times. The first person to ring the bell 3 times wins that, and they can cash in that opportunity at a Reality Wrestling Championship from anywhere between when they win it to Christmas Chaos.
Guys, let's just get it out there. This is our version of the Money in the Bank. Okay? Yeah. Let's put it out there.
There's no briefcase.
We stole it. We just changed the name. Battle to the Bell. Battle to the Bell. And you can cash in your ticket at any time at Reality Wrestling. I'm looking forward to Reality Wrestling going down this weekend. Top Dollar will be in concert. Lexus King will be in the house taking on Ruthless Ryan Davison. Like you say, 2 Battle to the Bell historical landmark matches will take place. Yes, at Reality Wrestling at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena, 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway. If you're anywhere in the surrounding area, guys, make sure you get on out there. I know we had about 30 tickets left or something like that. And we will be sold out. 30 tickets left, and we sold out, man. So make sure you get yourself one of them tickets, man, and come on out and have some fun with us. I'll be there. Of course, big championship match will be taking place as well. So, guys, you don't want to miss out. You don't want to get shut out. Make sure you step up.
Make sure you step up. You know, it's good family fun. If you've never been to Reality Wrestling, it's good family fun. It's not like the Tom Brady roast. You know what I mean? You couldn't bring your kids to the Tom Brady roast.
Man, they got deep, man. They got deep in that with that Tom Brady roast, man. I mean, they brought up names that you would think that was off limits, you know?
Yes.
And I'm like, man, they getting deep. But yeah, man.
Well, you know what? First of all, you know, the Tom Brady roast went out on Netflix. If y'all haven't seen it, I do encourage people to check it out because he had to be a great sport, Tom Brady did, to go and put himself through that, subject himself to that kind of torment. You've been in a roast before, right? We had the roast of Booker T. Now, people, I think, took it a little bit lighter on you than they did on Tom because they didn't want it. Even the people who came in via video thought you might jump through the screen at them or something like that. So everyone kind of came through nice and correct. 1, did you see a lot of the Tom Brady roast? And 2, how did you feel, and were you apprehensive about accepting the roast of Booker T?
I saw bits and pieces of the Tom Brady roast. I haven't watched all of it or anything like that. But for me, apprehension. No. I wasn't apprehensive at all about putting myself in that situation. Just like wrestling, man. With wrestling, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. At a roast, you got to be definitely willing to take the heat, take a few bullets, whatnot. But you get the chance to deliver a few shots too at the same time. So that part is kind of fun, So for me, man, it was actually really, really cool. Bruce came down and was a big part of it. So comedian Bruce, if you guys don't know who that is, but yeah, I had a great time.
I've always wanted to ask you this because when you say yes to a roast, were you thinking like going down, like when you're making the drive down to the Improv, knowing this is going to happen, were you thinking of like, what are they going to come at me with? And were there any conversations prior to like, hey, I'm fine with the jokes, just not about X. Like, don't mention that.
No, I mean it was open season for me as far as what guys want to talk about. I had no rules regulations as far as what guys could go out there and do. I think for myself, I was thinking about what kind of jokes I was going to tell. I was trying to think about what kind of cool stuff I was going to get in, and who was going to be in my line of sight. Who I was really going to like. I think the one guy that was in my line of sight was MVP. You know. I was waiting on him because I knew he was going to come up and get me, but I said I'm gonna get him back. You know what I mean? So, but nah, man, I had a lot of fun as well as Bruce Pritchard. Had him in my line of sights as well. I said, I got to get Bruce, but no, I had a great time doing that, man. Yeah. And me personally, I don't shine in situations like that until I'm in the situation. That's what's crazy about it.
Right. You can't prep too much. You have to
No,
be in the
I can't, I
moment.
can't, I can't prep too much at all. I got to totally be in the moment in order for the jokes to actually feel like they're actually real jokes. I don't know. It's kind of like a wrestling match. I never was one of those guys that wanted to call a lot of spots or anything like that. I wanted to go out and be able to feel it. See which way the crowd is going, and then I won't want to go that route. So I think it's kind of like that.
Who do you remember roasting you the best? Because you had a long list of people. You had MVP, Shelton, your brother, Bruce Pritchard, The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, JR, and Bully Ray, I believe.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't even. Thing is, like you say, I can't remember.
Oh, and Rob Van Dam.
I can't remember what guy pretty much roasted me the most because everybody kind of like put me over. It was, it
Yeah.
was it was the lightest roast I ever see, But that's just a testament to who I've been, throughout my life. You know what I mean, in career, as far as treating people a certain way. There's not too many guys that I say that could come up there and really, really throw down on me. Uh, because it's been very few people that I've really really gone off on disliked. I didn't really have a really really bad attitude or anything like that coming up through the business or anything like that. I was always the life of the party. I was always making guys laugh and whatnot. So the Red Bull stories, stuff. Stuff like
Everybody had one. Everybody had one that night.
I ran into Doug Basham this week. He was at the PC. And Doug Basham, or the Basham brothers back in the day. One of them stole my Red Bull one time. Took a Red Bull out of the out of the cooler, and man, I was so mad. I was ranting and raving. I didn't find out until the next day on the house shows who had stole the Red Bull because they brought me a case of Red Bull and an apology at the same time. So nah, man.
What
You know.
What's funny about the Red Bull, and for listeners you've probably heard it if you listen to us for a long time, but I used to think there was a singular Red Bull story that everybody would tell. Because I remember Hurricane Helms would come on here, he talked about the Red Bull. I remember Chavo Guerrero came on here, he talked about the Red Bull. And I'm thinking they're all talking about the same Red Bull story. But no, there's a variety of Red Bull stories.
It
There's
is.
like at least 6 that I've heard of somebody making this grave
Oh,
mistake. And you would have thought they would have caught on and smartened up by the second one.
The one Chavo tells though is really really funny because Chavo, he came by me one day and I was just drinking a Red Bull. I was getting a Red Bull in me, and then he came by, later on, and I was getting another Red Bull in. I normally get 2 Red Bulls in, and this day I decided to drink 3 Red Bulls. And I drank those 3 Red Bulls, man, and I was like bouncing off the walls. I was doing jump rope. I was sweating. I was going to go out and just shock and amaze that night. And I went out and I wrestled, got through that match, and I came back. My stomach was so upset. I had a big trash can in front of me, and I'm throwing up in the trash can. And Chavo walks by me this time, and I looks up at him, and I go, "Too many Red Bull." He's just laughing at me. And I'm throwing up like crazy.
Oh man. See, I'm telling you, there's a plethora. We could do a YouTube playlist of all the Red Bull
Oh
stories
my
that have been told
God,
on this
man.
show over the years. You know what I mean? Over the
Yeah,
years. It would
yeah.
it would fill it up, man. Oh my goodness. You and the Red Bulls.
Even
But
TNA. TNA got it too.
yeah, you had Red Bull stories in TNA?
Oh yeah, I had Red Bull Studs
Oh
in
my
TNA.
gosh.
Yeah.
You should have just brought your own cooler. Did that never occur to you? Let me bring my
You
own
know what?
cooler.
I think I like doing it. I think that's what it was. I think it was
You were
something
sitting there.
I was
You set
planting
these
the
guys up.
I was planting the Red
You
Bulls.
were setting these
We gotta
guys
take a break,
up.
man. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code BOOKER at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code BOOKER to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Woo! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I don't know, man. What should we go today? What should we take the show?
Well, we have some super chats coming in, and obviously you're always encouraged to super chat in if you have a comment, question, opinion, take that you want to share inside the Hall of Fame. We always are looking forward to it. We want to welcome our YouTube audience, our social media audience, the ESPN 975, 925 audience, the 1025, the game audience, the podcast heat audience. We appreciate all of you. But there was something that I think that we should clear up because there was an old clip. I wanted to ask you about this. I hope you don't mind. There was an old clip that was going around social media of somebody who you know very well, Rick Steiner, Hall of Famer. I believe the Steiners are in the Hall of Fame. They are actually. Yeah, they're in the Hall of Fame. And y'all wrestled quite a bit in WCW. And, of course, Braun Breaker's doing great things in NXT now. He's the son of Rick Steiner. But there's an old clip that looked like from one of those shoot interviews that used to go on YouTube all the time. And they were asking Rick about you and about kind of y'all working together. And I won't play the clip, but I'll summarize.
I heard some of it.
You heard some of it. So the clip essentially said that, well, which was a little bit shocking for me to hear, knowing what I know about you and your career. The clip stated that, you politicked your way into the world title. You went to the NAACP and complained that there weren't any black champions, and you're part of a lawsuit or what have you. And that's the only reason you ever became the world champion, because of the politics. Now, again, I don't know if you ever had this conversation with Rick before or heard him say this, but I was kind of shocked to hear that. And I wanted to know kind of what did you think, not only about the clip, but is there any truth to the matter? Did you go to the NAACP or politic your way to the world title? That'd be news to me, is what I'm saying.
I don't think I was in a position in WCW to do any politicking at all.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, it was a good old boy clique in WCW. I mean, and I wasn't a part of the clique. I was a guy that was just working, and I was gonna, be there, due to how good I performed in the ring, and that was pretty much it. I didn't have any friends. We didn't have my brother and I. We didn't have any cliques. There was no buddy system for us, so I don't know how did I get in the politicking realm. Um, I never went to the NAACP and pulled a race card. And I was never part of any lawsuits ever in this business against any wrestling company. So I don't know where you got that information from. I always thought I was pretty tight with Rick Steiner. I never really. That's one of the reasons why I really never call guys friends. If you hear me talk about that all the time. In this business, if you find a friend, it's a rarity. It's been a lot of guys that I've been associated with. We've been, co-workers. We've been, road buddies, whatnot like that. But as far as friends, I don't have a whole lot of friends in this business. Due to that right there, Scotty, I think me and Scott, are tight, being former tag team champions together, as well as, just having that camaraderie. It's never been a beef. It's never been a ego trip or any jealousy, with Scott and I. Remember the final night in WCW, and Scotty goes, Book, what do you think? What do you think they're gonna do, man? What do you think's gonna happen? And I go, Scott, what are you thinking, man? We're the only two that can take. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's me and you, So now I don't know where stuff like that comes from. I don't know why someone, especially Rick, would say something like that. I was very, very braggadocious. Like I said, I noticed it was an old clip.
It was rather old.
And I know, coming out of WCW back then, a lot of guys perhaps would have said a lot of different things about Booker T, because I was rather braggadocious. I was one of the guys who was feeling myself. Even in that clip, Rick Steiner talked about me saying that I was top 5 in the business. And that's true. I used to say that, you know what I mean? And I used to tick a lot of guys off. Guys like, probably William Regal. He might have been one of the guys who was, ticked off at me back then. Fit Finley, he was probably one of the guys who was, didn't take too kindly to me saying something like that. Rick Steiner, he may have been one of the guys as well, but that was just me, and that's just what I thought of myself back then.
Yeah. So again, to shoot Rick a little bail, it was a long time ago, but I wanted to bring it up really to clear up anything about you politicking, because it's just never something I've heard you do before.
I've never been one of the guys to politic. I've never, talked to any of the writers once and said, hey, why don't we go this route with me? Or, hey, here's a good idea. I've never did that once. Literally, I've never did it once. I've 0 times I've done that throughout my wrestling career. I've never had to politic. I was always talent. I was always, the guy that you can go to in the locker room and count on to go out and deliver every time, no matter whether it was a broomstick, shovel, or another man standing across. It was going to be some good stuff. So for me, man, I never politicked, never. So just to get that out there, you know what? I'm not even mad at Rick for, because like I said, that was a long time ago, and a lot of people probably thought a lot of things about me coming out of WCW, because I talked a lot. I talked a whole lot. Yeah, but I could back it up. I could back it up.
Right.
I could back it up in the ring, in the locker room, anywhere. No doubt. Seriously. And Rick Steiner know that too.
I'm sure
all them suckers know that.
You had to run into Rick between that video and now, right?
Yeah, man, we've talked. Yeah. I was with them on the bus the night they went into the Hall of Fame. There was they were actually either going to Comic-Con or coming from Comic-Con. Because I think they would leave.
A little check-in, man.
I think they would leave in the Hall of Fame and go straight to Comic-Con because they had their bag with them. Yeah. I was like, man, y'all finna, like Polaroids already. Y'all getting ready. So no, we was having fun and chopping it up. I'm a huge fan of, Bron Breakker as well. So I don't know. Like I say, coming from Rick, back then, I that's not something I would expect hearing. But like I say, hearing it and it being that long ago, I do know a lot of people in WCW who were working at a certain level. They may have thought a certain way about me because I was loud. I was very loud, and that's just the way it was.
So just to dispel, you never called the NAACP about your world title shot?
No, I never called the NAA. Come on, man. That was a Bischoff and Hogan and all. And come on, that was you've seen the story. You've seen the story. How
we talked about it.
I pretty much slipped on a banana peel and became the champion. I mean, Vince Russo, made the decision as far as putting the title on me, and he stuck to his guns. I appreciate Vince Russo for doing that as well. But I always say if Vince Russo wouldn't have pulled a trigger on Booker T, I don't know if I would have ever become the world champion. That's just the way it is. I think, was I talented enough to become the world champion? Of course. But I had zero to do with Booker T being the world heavyweight champion, as well as I never once thought or even dreamt that I would be the WCW world heavyweight champion one time. I just never took myself there. I just wanted to be the best guy in the locker room. I just wanted to be top 5 in the world. That's all I wanted to be. And the rest pretty much, just played itself out. The rest is history.
The rest is history, man. And it is what it is. It is what became today. 6-time world heavyweight champion. Not just once, Book, but 6 different occasions.
I politicked all of them.
Yeah, every single one of them, man. And you called everybody you could. The NAACP, the FBI. I don't know who you call. You had to call them all. You know what I mean? To make it happen. But we're glad that you did. We're glad that you took that initiative. You know what I mean? It's funny to me, too. You didn't think to maybe go talk to the head of creative about there not being a black world champion. You went straight to the
NAACP.
Went straight there. You're like, you know who really cares about professional wrestling representation in 1999?
NAACP. Call them.
Call them right now. Get someone. Who'd you call?
Ben
Just
Crump.
somebody.
I called Ben Crump.
Ben Crump. There you go.
Got him on the situation.
Got him on the line.
Him and Al Sharpton. Yeah.
Jesse as well, right?
Jesse. Brought Jesse up. Get me that title, man. Get me the world title by any means. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me calling the NAACP to win the world championship? It's crazy, man. No.
But we do have.
Hopefully we've dispelled all the rumors. Okay. Hopefully we've done that. We got to take a break. We got to take another break. Stick around, guys. I know the super chatters are coming. Stick around, guys. We will be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. You know, the most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book. And let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long-lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, grundles, and even those stinky crevices. We all got his aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code Booker at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Oh, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Super chatters. Should we get to them now? Should we wait?
I think we should in just one moment, because I wanted to get your analysis on something, because we were going into the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, which is going on very, very soon. And there's already been a couple of shakeups in that tournament. You know, one, Drew McIntyre, of course, had to go down with an injury. I think that he's been dealing with a shoulder since WrestleMania, and he's not cleared for active competition. Then we just found out Bobby Lashley also has to drop out from the competition due to an injury. But Bobby and Drew, I don't know actually how old Drew is, but I know Bobby has definitely been doing this a long time, has stayed relatively injury-free. He's had a couple things here and there. What do you think that this means with Bobby out? And I think taking his place is Angie Dawkins.
Well, the last time Bobby was taken out of the King of the Ring tournament, I did it.
That's right. Wait. You beat him for the King of the Ring.
I did.
That's right. Yeah.
And now Bobby falls again. Injury prone, man. The kid's injury prone. But no.
With all due respect, that was like 18 years in between, 17 years, something like that. You know, we'll give him we'll shoot him a little bail on that one. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just playing, man. No, man. Bobby's down. Definitely, you know, it's one of those things, man. When you're in a tournament like that, something is always, bound to happen. I remember when I was, doing the best of 7 in WWE, and I got hurt, and Randy Orton had to take my place. Stuff like that happens. It's just part of the game. It's almost like a jinx too. When you get in those kind of tournaments, King of the Ring tournaments, so it's almost like something that's bound to happen. But I'm sure Bobby's going to get back real soon, as well as, winning the King of the Ring is one thing. Being the king is something totally different. So you got to really be careful what you wish for when going into the King of the Ring tournament. Might be a blessing in disguise.
You're saying that if you're in the tournament, that's cool, but winning it's very difficult to distinguish yourself from previous winners, or it can be a gimmick that's hard to run with, or
it's hard to, it's previous winners is one thing, but the gimmick is hard to run with as well. I mean, I remember listening to Xavier talk about winning the King of the Ring tournament, something that he had wanted to do for a very long time. Just so happened, when I won the King of the Ring tournament, it was the perfect timing. It was like the perfect storm. All the stars lined up for me, being the ruler of the SmackDown world. Being able to rule with an iron fist. Everybody is not going to be able to pull that off. For me, it was a challenge. Being the greatest king of them all, the most majestic king of them all, it was challenging on a weekly basis, and that's why I say being in the tournament is cool. Winning the King of the Ring is cool. Being the king, something totally different.
It's interesting you say that, because when you think of King of the Ring and you think of the people who've won it, especially recently, and I don't mean to disparage anybody in the last.
I do.
Well, look, in the last several years. Okay. But, and I like pretty much everybody about the list, right? But when I think about their King of the Ring run, I not a lot comes to mind, right? William Regal, I don't really remember his
Failure. It was a failure.
I don't remember his run. Sheamus, I don't
Failure.
remember.
It was a failure.
Bad News Barrett,
Failure.
Baron Corbin,
Failure.
Xavier Woods.
Failure.
So, I mean, those are the last ones. Those are the people who've won since you. Now, it's also interesting to point out only 5 people have been King of the Ring since you won in 2006. There's only been 5 King of the Ring winners.
Tell me this stat. Tell me this stat.
Mhm.
How many kings became the world champion?
Like directly afterward?
After winning the King of the Ring tournament.
You're on a short list. There's like maybe 3 I can think of. Maybe
Who?
2. Maybe
Who?
2. Maybe just 2.
Who's that?
Okay, but here's the thing. You have to distinguish. You mean as the king gimmick?
As king.
Oh, I don't think that any others won it as king. I
mean,
know Brock won the King of the Ring and then ended. That's how he got the title shot against Rock. But he wasn't the king gimmick. Do you know what I mean? And so it was a glorified number 1 contenders match, if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But as king, as
king, how many won the world champion? How many kings as king won the world championship?
It's got to be just you.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's only I. There's only one. There's only one. There's only one. And trust me, guys. That's not by accident. That didn't happen by osmosis or anything like that. That happened because I was just that damn good, man. I'm serious. That's the only reason it happened. It happened because they had no choice but to go with King Booker and really put the rocket in the machine behind him because he was majestic. He was the greatest king of them all. In my estimations. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
So there were 15 King of the Rings before you, right? 15. You were the 16th. Okay. And then since you, there's only been 5. Do you feel like you were not only the most successful King of the Ring as far as winning the title as king, but do you feel like you also killed the King of the Ring tournament?
Yes. As far as killing the tournament, I feel like I broke the mold.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, but the thing is, I honestly said when I was doing the King of the Ring, when I first got the character, I said, after I finish doing this character as King Booker, no one else is going to ever be able to do this ever again. No one else is going to ever be able to follow King Booker as king ever again. Nobody's going to ever buy it ever again. And I said that just because of, there again, winning the King of the Ring is one thing. Being the king is something totally different. And I just feel like I had a blueprint on what being the king truly was, just because of my upbringing, just because of all the movies that I watched in the past. And I knew exactly what I had to go out and do as king, but I knew what I had to do also in the ring as the performer as king. Because like there again, the king rules with an iron fist. The king didn't get the throne just because people liked him. He was ruthless. He was a tyrant. He put, like I said, it was a beautiful time. The best time in my career. I can understand that. With Charmel, with Finley, with Regal. Oh man, that's a faction right there that should have went down in history if it would have been done a little bit longer.
Well, when you think about it too, though, it was a world championship run for you. It was so well received and well respected. They couldn't do the King of the Ring tournament at the frequency that they did before because you were the go-to comparison. And it turned out to be a Hall of Fame run for Charmel. Right? I mean, it got that run is what people remember about Booker T, King Booker and Queen Charmel, right? That's what we remember.
Yeah.
The two of you together, and that's what enshrined her into the Hall of Fame. And yeah, that's why it's the best. It's the best run. Now, looking at the board, I want to ask you this: who do you think wins the King of the Ring this year? Is it going to be Ilya? Is it going to be Gunther? Is that going to be the final? Is it Gunther and Ilya in the finals in Saudi?
It's a hell of
Oh,
a that's a hell of a matchup for it. Um, this could be something that jumpstart Ilya's run on the main roster as well. Of course, this could put a different look on Gunther. Who's gonna help the most? I think that's the question. Who would that help the most? I don't know. I don't want to book it or anything like that. I don't even want to call it. But if Ilya win, I'm definitely gonna be in this corner, man, because I love everything about Ilya Dragunov. I love this kid's style and the way he approaches this business, his passion, his word that I like to use, his zeal. Oh man.
Zeal.
Oh man. I mean, he brings it every single time. I know we got 10 seconds. They're going to be talking about Ilya Dragunov 20 years from now, talking about how great of a wrestler, how great of a performer, how he made me feel when I watched him. That's what people are going to be talking about. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man, Brad Gilmore. And today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With EarnIn, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
EarnIn is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the EarnIn app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last-minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make EarnIn part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to EarnIn.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download EarnIn today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with EarnIn now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to EarnIn, not just earn. Check it out, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Hey, man, we get close to wrapping it up, y'all. We got a short show today just because we got some business going on that's totally out of our hands. There's nothing we could do about it. But we here now, and I know we want to get to these super chatters. You got something else you want to throw at me before we get to the super chatters?
Let's get to the chatters.
What's your preference?
Let's get to the chatters. Let's do it.
Look,
this show's about who, Book?
About the people. It's about the people.
That's right. So we're gonna go to the people right now. This first one is from Mike Edwards.
Super chat. Big Mike.
Mike Edwards. You guys hear the rumored fight in December, Canelo versus Bud Crawford. If that happens, who you got? And what's up with Garcia? Did he fail or pass drug test? Well, I think they're still working out the specifics of the Ryan Garcia issue.
Actually, the Ryan Garcia, I think the B test the B sample got tested. And if I'm not mistaken, I was just reading that somehow he passed it.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well.
That's what I don't like I said, I didn't get too far off into the story. I didn't, go to try to do a whole lot of research on it, but I did read that earlier today, and Devin definitely was responding quite quickly. But I did hear about Canelo and Bud perhaps may be happening. Nothing is in stone or anything like that. Nothing has been signed on the dotted line or anything like that. I don't think. But who would I have in a fight like that? I'm gonna tell you right now, I like everything about Canelo. I love his counterpunching ability. What he went out and did on Saturday night against Jaime Munguia, it was quite extraordinary. It really was. I mean, it showed that he really haven't lost too much of a step at all, as far as I'm concerned. He fought valiantly, but against Bud Crawford, man, I'm not betting against that dude at all, just because, man, he is so prolific. He really is. His fight game is tight. There again, we talk about defensive game. He's a great defensive fighter, but I've seen Bud get hit on the chin as well, and the dude can take a shot. I see Bud Crawford winning that fight if everything's straight down the line. We know boxing. If it's close, I'm gonna give it to Canelo. But if it's a knockdown smash wipeout, it's gonna be Bud Crawford.
I guess my big question on that one is, well, what weight class is it? I mean, Canelo, what did they just fight at this last weekend? What weight? Because what was that, a
68.
168, right? Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Bud Crawford is a welterweight, right? Isn't that 147?
Yeah, 147, but I think you fight at 54 as well, and I don't think 68 is that far out of the realm of taking a super fight.
No, yeah, that I'm not saying that it's out of the realm. I'm saying what weight do they fight at? Does Bud have to come up to Canelo?
I think 60, 68. You know what I mean? I think somewhere around in there, catch weight. I think that deal could be made just because I think people want to see it. I think
people,
that's,
of course, want to see it. Yeah.
I think even without the belts, people still want to see that fight right there. So I don't know. I think that's what the fight game has come to now, more so than guys, waiting to fight, certain guys, in their weight division. This is a super fight. That's a fight that you definitely you cannot miss out on. You would not want to miss. It'd be sold out. It'd be sold out. They have to do it somewhere other than T-Mobile. It'd be that big.
Maybe do it at the stadium. Might have to do it at the stadium. This comes from the Dork Knight. Booker, would you consider managing Jade and Bianca as the new Harlem Heat? Pardon the pun, but I think that would be fire.
I love it, man. I love the idea, man. But you know what, man? I don't want to be managing nobody. You know what I mean? I really don't. I love Bianca and Jade, and both of them wearing that fire red. Definitely it made me feel, something special about, my time with Harlem Heat. And just watching those two, man, they're very, very dynamic duo. But now I don't want to manage anybody. I love watching it, from an outside perspective, like they say, that 30,000 view perspective. I like being able to watch it, man. I don't want to be on the road. I don't want to travel, and be going from city to city to city to city, state to state, country to country. I don't want to do that anymore. I really don't. I'm happy. I'm content. I'm just doing NXT and being a part of the NXT crew. I'm so happy. And there again, before I move any further, Alicia Taylor, congratulations for moving to the main roster. You deserve it, man. You deserve it. You're so freaking awesome at what you do, and SmackDown is getting a jewel. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, shout out to Alicia Taylor. Been doing a great job in NXT for a long time, and now she's gonna get that main roster rub, baby.
She's getting rub. She's getting rub. Oh yeah, man.
Here comes our next one.
Super.
Guy Toenail says, I was so looking forward to Gable Stevenson. Oh well, rumor was that he just couldn't cut it. If so, what do you think he was lacking? He went ham for USA. Yeah, he was great gold medalist, but Booker, I think that he's one of the biggest flops in WWE history, if I'm being honest. As far as what we were, look, just as far as what he touted to be.
As far as the build up, you could say that.
That's what I'm saying.
What people was expecting to see from Gable Stevenson, just because he had the look, he had that everything that you check off as far as that box go. I mean, Gable, he had all of that, man, and for it not to pan out, I think it was him not really. What word should I use? Buying all in. Not really saying, man, this is I'm really gonna throw everything into doing this and being the best at it. Yeah, 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. Let's just say that. That's a better analogy.
I agree. I
You
agree.
know,
I don't think he was 100% focused on this.
exactly. I think that's what it was more than anything. Could he have cut it and really pull this thing off? Probably, but I really think that wrestling bug was still in his system, and it was hard for him to really get it out. It
Amateur
seemed like
wrestling.
he still had something still to prove. And there again, just having 1 foot in and 1 foot out, I think that was his problem.
We're coming up on our last about 3+ minutes of the show, but we still have about 5 super chats, so we're going to try to get them all in here in time. This is Alex Constantino. How many wrestler weddings have you been to, and whose was the most fun? I don't know if you keep account of that.
I've been to two weddings. Yeah, like maybe 2. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any no one you want to share?
Ric Flair, DDP. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were at Rosenberg's wedding. I don't know if that counts.
Rosenberg as well. Yeah.
I don't know if that counts. Alex Cosentino also says, what's more important, being respected by the fans or by your peers?
Both.
Yeah, I don't think you can. That's not a one or the other, right? They're both important.
Yeah. You really, one can say you don't need to respect to the fans, but the fans, if it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be doing this. But as far as your peers go, it's a definite that you got to have respect from your peers. From my perspective, I know I always demanded respect, and if I didn't get it, damn it, we would be fighting.
Absolutely.
That's simple.
This is from Big Breezo. Dragunov versus Ricochet was awesome on Raw. Hell yeah, it was. What a match that was, man. What a way for Dragunov.
Hey, man, like you guys are going to listen to me sooner or later. You're going to start buying into everything that what I talk about. I said Dragunov is a talent like no other. This guy's next level. He could go out and do it, and he can do it with anybody. That's Ilya Dragunov. I said 20 years from now, you guys, this generation, this era, gonna be talking about how damn good Ilya Dragunov was. Next.
2 more. We got this from Alex again. This is actually a great question. If DX had invaded WCW and got backstage and cameras were rolling, what would have Booker T done in that moment?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, if it would have been my brother and myself and maybe a couple of other guys, wasn't too many guys at WCW was gonna do. Most of them was gonna run. Most of them, But if they would have ran in on me and my brother, we would have still been beating the hell out of DX right now.
Been whooping their ass. I love it. I love it. And then our final one.
Some of the guys was like, shut the door, shut the door. Damn it, open the door.
Who said shut the door?
I can't remember.
Rat him out. Come on. Come on. Who was it? What was it, Disco?
But it was a couple of them that was scared as hell.
Our final one of the day here. There's a big one, too.
Super.
A $50 bomb. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Tim O'Chill says, greetings. My name is Tim, and lately pro wrestling's opened my eyes and really stuck me since last year. Also, love to NXT is the future of pro wrestling in WWE. I love your work, Mr. Booker T. Seriously, Trick and Roxanne are amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Trick is definitely doing an amazing job. He's young, and he's just coming up, too. He just got into this business late, and now he's trying to figure it out. And Roxanne Perez, big ups. Congratulations to Roxanne Perez, NXT Women's Champion. She is truly the prodigy. She has very few holes in her game, if any. She's the best that I've ever produced. I just want to put that out there. Roxanne, you doing reality of wrestling, a hell of a job, and we love you. Hey, man, I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, Caviar Dreams, ESPN 97.5, 925, as well as 102.5 The Game, as well as Podcast Heat. All you guys, man, we love you. Brad, for all the heavy lifting, man, we appreciate you. And like I always say, till next time, guys, peace. We love you. We out.